We good.
We're speaking to Allison Sugahara. We're speaking to Allison Sugahara this morning. She is the daughter of Kiyoshi Sugahara, whose video on TikTok went viral recently. And we'll talk more about that TikTok video, about how you and your best friend actually tried to set your parents up. And in the end, it was a success.
Yeah.
So why do you think that your dad needed a companion?
So my dad was single for a pretty long time. And he didn't really put himself out there. I think a couple friends tried to set him up a few times, and he's kind of shy and a little bit reserved. So I always wanted somebody for him, but I didn't know who that person would be until my friend and I started talking.
But did he say that he wanted to be with someone, or he was like, I'm just happy being on my own?
Yeah.
He was totally happy and content being on his own. Like, my friend and I kind of secretly plotted behind, our parents' backs, because we knew my dad and her mom wouldn't really be, super into it. I think he was okay and accepted the fact that he might be single for the rest of his life. And yeah, but now that's not the case.
But why do you think that he needed a companion?
Well, I think he needed a companion because he's just such a nice person, and he has a lot of heart to give. And I think that he also needed somebody who just appreciated him just as much as he could appreciate someone else. And I've always loved him because he has such a big heart. So, you root for people like that.
Yeah. Tell us about your relationship with your dad.
We're pretty close. We love drinking wine and eating food. That's like how we bond. And movies. He loves really cheesy movies. Like, he loves Mamma Mia, and have you heard of What a Girl Wants with Amanda Bynes?
Yeah.
What a Girl Wants.
Your dad likes What a Girl Wants.
My dad loves that movie.
Okay.
Like, cheesy movies like that. He loves Pretty Woman. He's got a soft heart. So it was always fun growing up with him, because I got to watch all the movies I wanted. And Parent Trap is actually one of our favorite movies too. So we're just really tight.
Was that the plan? Like, after watching Parent Trap and you and your best friend, you're like, maybe we should trap our parents together. What was it about both, like, your Catherine, right? Your best friend's name is Catherine, right? What is it about Catherine's mom and your dad that you think would click?
So Catherine also felt like her mom kind of didn't have the best luck with men. And she had been single for a long time as well. And so we would just kind of talk about that. We would talk about how we wish our parents had somebody. And we didn't really think our parents should be a match at that point until we started talking about them. They had this, they have a lot of the same favorite movies. Mamma Mia is her mom's favorite movie too.
Wow.
And then, yeah, I know. And then they like the same type of food and restaurants, and they love Diana Krall, who's a jazz singer.
Yeah.
And so the more we started kind of talking, we were like, hey, maybe they'd be a pretty good match. And then they were.
Now, if your dad had made his first move, made his own move, found his own partner, under what circumstances would you oppose to the woman that your dad wants to go out with?
Ooh.
I think that if the person my dad was going out with wasn't open or accepting of our family, wasn't warm and kind, or didn't appreciate him as much as he should be appreciated, because he really is like a giver. He loves to just, he's very patient. He's very open and kind. So I think if he didn't have somebody that was just as kind and compassionate, then I would probably say something to him.
But other than that, it's fine.
Yeah. And he had kind of not dated a ton, but dated a little bit, and everybody seemed pretty nice. So I just wanted him to find somebody. That was the main thing.
So why didn't it work out? With the rest?
Maybe places in their lives, or, just, I'm not really sure, actually. Just different preferences. One of the ladies he dated a while back didn't love music, movies, or food. And that's the top three in my dad's like favorite things. So for him, it just didn't, he wanted somebody to do stuff with, not just, fall in love, but have a companion. He was really just looking for companionship and a friend.
Mm-mm. But hypothetically speaking, right? What would you do if you didn't get along with your dad's new partner?
Oh man. I don't even know. I don't know if I've ever been in that kind of situation. If my dad was happy, that'd be a hard thing. If my dad was happy, I would have to accept that. But I might try to tell him how I feel, but it would depend on the circumstances. I don't think I'd actively try to break them up or anything like that.
Okay. Okay. Again, what would you do if your dad had dated someone that's younger than you?
Younger than me? Oh my God. I don't think he would do that, first of all. But if he did that, that might be really weird. I would have a problem with that.
Younger or the same age as you. That's just a bit weird anyway, right?
Right? That's super
Yeah.
weird.
How about if the woman is somewhere else? It's like a long distance relationship. Would you have a problem with that?
I don't think so. As long as, they made it work or they were happy or okay with that, then I think that'd be okay.
Earlier, I think we missed out on you saying when your mom and dad divorced. Did we miss that out?
I think so, yeah.
We missed that out, right? Yeah. Like, how long have your dad been single for?
He had been single for over 15 years.
Wow. That's a long time.
It was a long time. My parents got divorced when I was 13, and that was
a long time
remember
ago.
The year.
Yeah.
Like, what's 33 minus 13?
20 years ago.
I'm not good at math.
Me neither. But I mean, tell us about your relationship tell us about the relationship between your mom and your dad.
They're pretty cool. I mean, they're not friends or anything like that, but they definitely get along. And my mom ended up remarrying. And really, I think even when when my dad started dating Catherine's mom, my mom was really happy for my dad. So they have genuine, kindness and love and compassion for each other in that way. Mm-hmm. But they're not friends, but they're cool.
So they don't meet up. I mean, for do you guys have family gatherings and stuff?
Once in a while, we do. We've definitely gotten together for like maybe a family barbecue or somebody's birthday or something like that.
So everybody gets together and they're okay with each other?
Yeah, everybody's really friendly and cool and happy. So it's kind of a rare occasion. Mm-hmm. But we've definitely done like a big family barbecue with everybody. And like my grandma just recently passed away, and on my mom's side. And so my mom invited my dad and Terry to come along as well.
Okay. But what did your mom think of the parent trap that you and Catherine organized? Did you tell her that you were setting your dad up with your best friend's mom?
She approved.
She approved?
She kind of was like, oh yeah, he needs somebody. He needs to get out there, because she knew how long he had been single for. So it was a very positive reaction when I told her we were kind of plotting to put them together, and then it happened, and now she's definitely happy for him.
Did they hit it off? Did your dad and Catherine's mom hit it off the first time they met?
The first time they met, no, because it was so quick. But the first date they had, yes, they went to dinner at their favorite restaurant, and then they talked all night. I think they had like a 3-hour dinner, something like that.
Wait, what happened the first time they met? Was it like a in passing kind of thing, or what?
Yeah. So, I think you saw the story, but Catherine and I had a plan to set up our parents, or do kind of like let's meet at a day park concert. Like it was like we have these concerts on the lawn, like in our town, and you can just bring a blanket and a picnic. And we thought, oh, let's just like run into each other, just have like a little like oh, I didn't know you were here. And so we thought that might be the perfect time to put them together. And that plan got canceled. So I just took my dad to a winery instead. And we actually saw them at that winery the same day, which was crazy. And so the exchange was like, oh my God, I can't believe you're here. Oh, hey, like you should meet my dad. And then it was like a handshake and that was it. Like nothing big. All this build up for...
And then what happened? Who made the first move to invite the other person for a date?
Finally, I think Catherine's mom picked up on what we were trying to do. And she said, if you want to give my number to Kiyoshi, you can do that. So we played telephone and passed the number along. And then my dad was like, what do I do? You pick up the phone and you call her. So that's when he asked her to go to dinner.
Nice. Okay, but did you have any fears about your dad dating again?
We didn't want to put a lot of pressure on it because I had fears that it might not work out and I didn't want to put any pressure. I think that's why we tried to make it a casual, meeting at first. But after their first date, they kept hanging out and it never stopped. So it was really just a pleasant surprise. So I think I had some fears, but I was just hoping for the best.
Okay. I know it was important for you that your dad found someone that appreciated him, but how important was it for your dad? Do you know that he found a companion?
I don't think he knew until it happened how much he really wanted that in his life. And I knew he expressed that a bit, in the 15 or so years, he would say, I just want to go to the movies with somebody. I just want to go out to dinner and enjoy my life with somebody. And that's, I think, what he just wanted friendship at that point. So when it happened, I think he was surprised as well. So he wanted it, but I don't think he actually thought it could be possible at that point in his life.
When he told you that during those 15 years, was it because he saw maybe your mom having how long did it take for your mom to actually get married? Did she marry again?
She got married again, and it was pretty quickly after they got divorced.
Right.
So
did your dad get a bit jealous in a way? Like, wow, she moved on. Maybe I should move on as well.
I think it was hard at first. It was hard for the first several years, maybe even the first 10 years. And then as my stepdad got really involved in my life and my brother's life, my dad really appreciated him because my dad's just such a nice guy. So in the end, he, at first it was kind of hard. And then afterwards, he was happy for my mom.
All right. So that kind of drove him to hey, I want that too. Is it?
Probably, except he didn't do anything about it. He'd just stay in his house. He didn't go out or do anything.
But if he had decided to just live alone for the rest of his life, would you be okay with that too?
I would be okay, but I think I'd be worried for the rest of my life as long as he was alive, just because he was living alone. My brother was in Japan. I'm about an hour away from him. So it worried me a lot. And I know he tried Match.com and stuff like that, but it just wasn't working out. So I think he settled on being alone, and that worried me.
Did he ever try Tinder?
I think he gave up on Match before Tinder even was a thing.
Would you freak out if one day you just walked into his home and he's swiping right constantly?
Yeah, because that's probably how he'd find a girl younger than me.
Exactly. That's your biggest fear.
Now, are there any plans for Kiyoshi and Terry to, moving forward? Are they planning to get married? They've been together for quite some time now, haven't they?
Now a couple of years. I don't know if either of them want to get married again, but during COVID, Terry moved in with my dad. So I think they'll probably permanently move in together pretty soon. So that's probably where it'll be. And maybe they'll just be life partners.
But have you ever thought, right? Because you and Catherine, you're best friends. Like, what happens if the relationship doesn't work out? Like, how will it affect your friendship with Catherine?
Yeah, I think everybody's pretty level-headed. So I think my friendship with Catherine would be perfectly okay. And again, like if you were to meet my dad and Terry, they're the nicest, sweetest people. So I think they would also be very, very kind towards each other. I mean, seeing how my parents were during their divorce, I can see how if it didn't work out, it would still be okay between my dad and Terry.
And you and Catherine.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Catherine and I will be friends forever.
Because usually you worry like, man, let's say my dad is dating again. I wonder what the person's kids are like. But in this case, you kind of already knew the kid,
Yeah.
who's your friend. So that's one worry that you never have to worry about. Was that a major worry for you if your dad dated someone else and you didn't like the kids?
No, because that happened with my mom and my
Oh, do tell. Wait, what?
No, I used to babysit my step siblings, and at first I hated them. I hated them so much. So I've already been through that. But now of course I love them. So
Yeah, but I mean, if Kiyoshi and Terry were to get married, you and Catherine would be like stepsisters.
How'd that work?
yeah, stepsisters.
Wow.
We
Wasn't
kind of
it nice
already
to have
like
you're already like sisters anyways.
yeah. And her sister's really cool too. So we're like a little tight-knit family now.
Okay. Now, what advice, Allison, would you give to children who probably oppose their parents finding another person or a companion, even though the relationship has ended, whether by divorce or death or incarceration? You know,
Yeah. I
some
would
some
say
families they oppose of it because
yeah.
that person.
I think pay attention to the person that you love and make sure that if they're genuinely happy, be open for sure. Unless it's, whoever it is that they're dating is dangerous in some sort of way or, not accepting of you and your family or toxic or negative. But if your parent is genuinely happy, then it's important to recognize that and honor that. And yeah.
Okay.
Does your dad have brothers and sisters or siblings? Or like,
Yeah, he has one brother and two sisters.
what do they think of this?
I don't know. Most of them are in Japan. His sister that he talks to the most, I think she's really happy for him. And Terry will sometimes because she speaks Japanese only. So Terry will say like, oh, tell her I say hi. So there's a little bit of a relationship, but I think they're really happy for him.
Yeah, because in Asian culture, sometimes
Yes.
that it's a taboo, to have someone else after you get divorced or your spouse's pass or something like that.
Yeah. Well, everybody, pretty much all of the siblings except for one are divorced, so they can't say anything.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it works out.
Well,
anyway.
it's a modern times.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I think they're they're an unconventional family for being traditionally Japanese at the same time. So.
All right. Now, in your opinion, why is it important for people to have companions, especially later on in life?
I think that with a companion, your world gets opened up to so many different things. I've noticed so many things about my dad that he never experienced before. He used to be very shy, and he still is, but Terry loves to be social. And so now he likes to go out and he has his own friends and he goes, he puts himself out there more. And I think having a companion or being open to finding even like new friends is really important for you never know what will happen with you. You never know how you'll expand or change. And I think that's always great, no matter what age you are.